Chadeo. Just thinking of worms to ride. Rhyme with Chadeo. Chadeo. Chadeo, 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 ho, 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 ho. Chadeo, 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chadeo, Chadeo, Chadeo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chadeo, Chadeo, Chadeo. In the back patio, oh Chadeo, Chadeo, oh the cat's coming in the back patio, walking up to your leg, walking around saying, hey yo, pat my back now. Stella says, hey yo, better scratch me under the ear, or you're gonna get it, son. Whoa, he gets it in the leg. What a tag, gleaming down the leg. What happened to the jam? What's going on? What just happened? I have no idea.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you're well. Axe, once again, last night, he was on the fly and he made that song. I was laughing my butt off because I said, it'd be fun to get a song that incorporates the cats and the patio and the catios and all that stuff. And he nailed it. It was cracking me up late last night. I thought that was great. But as you can see from the title, tonight is Thought-Provoking Thursday, and our topic is, do alternate universes exist? And we'll talk about that when we get more people up on the panel, because I want a bunch of ideas. I want scientific thought about it. I want religious thought about it. I want personal thought about it, because this is something that hit my mind the other day when I was going through some dissertations. I was like, you know what? This is definitely something I want to talk about, and we got a couple of people already. We got Bub and Bounty.
Bourbon Bounty. I was checking my battery level on my microphone.
Uh-oh.
I'm so good. I'm good.
I have a special beer for this. It is a American Trappist from Spencer Brewing Company. It is Monk's Reserve, a Trappist quadruple at 10.2%. So
Now
we are going to get very thoughtful tonight.
Well, now that I'm here,
Yes.
I am going to thoughtfully mute,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
So, Twisted, I'll ask you, what are your thoughts on alternate universes? Do you think
It's
that's
possible.
okay? Anything else?
I'd say I don't think so, but
Okay.
I can't say no
Yeah. But
because who am I to say no?
if they did exist, what would they be? What would it look like? The alternate.
Who knows? Because
Or-
it's an alternate universe, so things could have happened different over there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
And
I
I
always
want.
think about that. Like me in an
Very
alternate
true.
universe, what is she like?
Cheers. What's up,
Would
Punky
I even
Dawn?
exist in the other universe?
Yes. Yes. Hypothetically, yes, you would. We all would. It would just be. We'd
But
be
what
different.
if they? I don't think so because it's possible that I
Mhm.
wouldn't.
Okay.
Because things would have happened differently. Decisions would have been made differently.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Gamer, what's
seen
up?
movies where, like Time Cop? Have you seen Time Cop?
No, I haven't. Hold on. Let me. I gotta send someone a message.
I would think in another universe, decisions would be made differently. Therefore, things would have happened differently.
Okay,
My parents might have never known each other.
Well, that's one way, but let's just put it as we are born, and we all are born in that alternate universe. And the best thing I ever saw was it was described in a video I watched. A guy's like, you go on a date and you call a girl by the wrong name in this universe, in Earth universe, in our universe, and she walks away. What would have happened in that alternate universe if you would have called her by the right name? Would you have been soulmates? Would you have spent the rest of your life together? So stuff like that, just kind of wacky, weird. It's just kind of where my mind is with this. It's like, what if? What if what if shit didn't happen the way it did in November? Would I be here? Would I be where I'm at? Probably not.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my take on
Okay.
it. Is people trying to say that the universe would repeat itself or whatever. So if you have a rock formation in the Himalayas, right?
Mm-hmm.
North of India,
gamer.
Nepal, up the Himalayas, right?
Yep.
You have a rock.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Robert.
That rock is made out of the same material as a rock. Well, not exactly, but it's a rock. You can hold a rock, and to say there's granite, and there's granite. But to say that because granite would form there and granite would form over here, that they're identical or there's some doppelganger or there's some no, it's just it's the same physics. It formed there, it formed here. Now, if my belief, now I could be totally wrong, and I'm not married to anything that I'm saying, but just from pure straight logic, if there was a whole other universe, and there could be like, let's say our universe, if
I sent you the link.
If we could step back and see it as a
check your
like
email.
A three-dimensional sphere, like the whole thing, and let's say there is an edge to it, and
I'd say there probably isn't an edge.
Well, I was just coming up with an hypothesis of if there is an edge to it, right? And say the next universe is another cell in the organism, right? And this would be a ginormous organism because, from our level to the universe level, it is millions upon millions of billions of, times bigger. But let's say each universe was a cell in a body. Right? They don't have to be identical. They can be based on the same physics, but they don't have to mirror.
But they all mutate differently.
Right.
Just like a human body, actually. And one thing that's true in nature is that these things do tend to repeat themselves. They mutate, but they mutate on their own.
Right. They're going to be a little different, like fingerprint, right?
Well,
Like people.
of course, yeah.
Right.
Like people. We're different, but we're the same.
And I've found people in the world that kind of look like other people, and people talk about doppelgangers and things like that. But it all comes down to visual effects, you know, for doppelgangers. It's like, oh, they kind of look like them. But does the guy that looks like Nicolas Cage have anything related to him beyond the physical appearance or the side glance look that, oh, I thought that was Nicholas, but once I
think
looked
people
at him,
can share a similar spirit.
Yeah, and I think
like a lot of people tell me that I look like Helena Bonham Carter, and I say no, I don't, but I do feel like I have her spirit, kind of.
Well, and there's probably people that kind of look alike that even share traits with each other, but God, are we getting into the generic, and I'm not saying that there's nothing to horoscopes or anything, but for the most part, the mainstream stuff out there is you will have a good day today.
No.
The fuck does that mean?
Well, that's bad astrology, in my opinion.
What's that?
It is.
That's bad astrology.
The genericness of it,
means something good's going to happen.
Right. It's like, okay, something good happened. My ink pen didn't run out of ink.
Yeah, I got an extra M&M in this bag.
You know.
Yep. Right.
What's up, gamer?
Hey,
gamer. Hello. Hi there. Thanks for having me up. Hello,
everyone. Of course, yeah. I mean, did you guys see that Hubble found like the furthest thing they've ever found, which they're estimating 13.5 billion light years away?
Awesome.
It's just a red speck. That's all you can get in the camera. I mean, it's as good as it's going to get on Hubble right now, but it's a red blob.
Okay,
and they're estimating 13.5. So think about light years from here to there, 13.5 billion light years away. That's
so
massive.
We're seeing what it looked like 13.5 billion years ago.
Exactly.
In a fuzzy, hazy blob.
Yes, fuzzy, hazy, unorganized matter. Yes. Yep.
Man, I think science is fun. Science is fun to talk about. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I just like the fact that we talk about time travel. Hell, we can see it every day because we're looking into space and we're seeing things in
as they were, not as they are.
Right.
Exactly. Yep. You see like you look at the sky and you see a star go like that, kind of flicker.
But if that's the case,
how long ago is that? Yeah.
If that's the case, that isn't time travel. You're witnessing the speed of light in effect. Time travel.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's
time is a concept made by man.
But taking that, and I know we're looking at little blobs of light in the sky.
Yeah.
But taking that, if I had a focal length camera and I backed off to the right distance away, I could take a picture of you when you were 3.
Yep.
Yeah, a picture 100%. That's never been taken before. But I could take a picture of you if I had and this is a lot of ifs, if I had a really powerful camera that could, focus all of that from all that distance away, I could take a picture of you that you have never seen before, and I could show it to you. If I could traverse that amount of time and get back to you and hand you the picture, and so.
No, Cody, we're not saying there's not other life out there. There is, but we're saying, is there an alternate universe? Like, are we somewhere else?
Oh, is there
making other choices? Like, let's say I made a choice here, and now I'm like kind of working with it. What if I made like a separate choice in an alternating universe, in a parallel universe?
Is there a bourbon bounty out there somewhere on Twitch?
Probably. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I bet. He's not you. He doesn't look like you.
No.
He is you. Yeah, I mean, it's like you think about the expansive of like space. The human mind cannot comprehend the actual size of it. We can throw numbers out there to be comprehensible, but in the long run, it's like, it's still expanding on us. It's still expanding. It's just how far out does it go? We just can't comprehend that.
Here's where the math breaks down.
Yeah.
Is where are we in the universe? So picture
right where we are,
right?
On an arm.
Picture a pizza pan.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say, for an instance, that this pizza pan is our universe,
mm-hmm.
and there is an edge.
Yep.
Okay, now go to the very center of the pizza pan
mm-hmm.
and mark a dot.
Yep.
Now, space is expanding,
mm-hmm.
but we're not at the dot.
Yeah.
So if you were at the very center, you could measure it correctly in all directions going away from you.
Yes.
But let's say we're 3/4 of the way up, kind of over here in this area of this whole pan. As we expand,
mm-hmm.
we're expanding away from this over here, but this is expanding further out.
Mm-hmm. But that one point in the middle is just in the middle.
And it's just the visible universe is all we can see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to measure because we don't know where we are.
What if our sun is the center of the universe? It's the center of our universe.
Yeah, it's
probably
center of our solar system. The solar system. Yeah.
But yeah,
the likelihood is that it's not
the center of the. No, it's not. We are on like one of the.
Oh, it's absolutely not the center.
But how do you know? Solar system. We're ever expanding.
Yeah, because we're on an arm.
This is actually. She could be correct. We do not know the extent of the universe. We probably will never know. Therefore, we cannot find the center. So, Twisted could be correct. We could even. Well, I don't know, because say we're forever free falling through space, free falling around the sun, which is free falling through the galaxy, which is free falling through the fucking universe.
Yep.
Right.
So we're like forever changing position. But Twisted could be right. Like technically, right now we could be kind of in the center. We'll just never know. I mean, even look at like Star Trek and shit. I know that's all sci-fi, but they don't even know like really the extent of the universe in Star Trek, do they?
No, but we know we're in an arm of a spiral galaxy. We know that, and
the Milky Way.
That we're way on the outer edge. Of the Milky Way.
Yep.
So we can measure that. We can measure that against the Andromeda galaxy. We can measure that against other, known galaxies, whether they're spiral or nebulous or whatever. But the difference is we don't truly know the expansion because we are expanding with the expansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where the math gets tricky.
100%. And I think we're on a collision course with the universe you mentioned, but it's like billions of years away when that will occur.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
This is what always fascinates me with I like respect to the astronauts, like I clap to them. But what about the fucking scientists? You used to have to figure out all of this landing pattern and all of that with a pen and paper. Before like Jesus Christ.
Right?
So Chadeo says, I once banged a fat chick and swore it wasn't me the next morning. It must have been me in an alternate universe.
It might have been you in an alternate state of mind.
Okay. Alcohol does not equal universe. Okay. So they're spelled a little different.
Go ahead to Chadeo Rain, Mojo.
And I will say this. I will just say this. I tend to not use the term fat chick.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because there's different variations of when people put on a little weight. Okay. And some people gain it in their hips. Awesome. Some people gain it in their bosoms. Awesome. Some people might gain it right around their neck and look like Jabba the Hutt. But I'm just saying, I don't judge. and all women are soft and all women are cool. And so I don't use that term. But if something that you don't find attractive, that gets down to the mental case of it of, yeah, I couldn't perform because her shape or whatever didn't appeal to me. That's a different subject altogether.
Well,
we're getting really philosophical tonight.
Is her gravitational is her gravitational pull?
Oh yeah, you got
higher than mine.
Yeah.
Does she have a higher gravitational pull than mine since she has more mass?
Hey, she pulled me in.
Well, that would genuinely be true. She would have.
Yeah, measurable. Yep. We can talk about measurable. Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Mayberry. Oh yeah. So let me see.
We just got started grilling and chilling.
Yeah, we did.
We just got started.
Yep. So here's a quote. Our universe is imaginably big. Hundreds of billions, if not trillions, of galaxies spin through space, each containing millions or billions of stars. Some researchers studying models of the universe speculate that the universe's diameter could be, and this has been proven incorrect. This is older. It says 9 billion light years across. Others think it could be infinite. So is it infinite or is there a measurable amount? And there it is. Yeah. But hypothetically, in your own minds, do you think space is infinite or is there a measurement that can actually?
Here's what I'll say about it.
Infinite to our minds.
Every theory that has been
nice mojo.
Stephen Hawking, I'm talking about the whole thing.
Yep.
They try to measure based on what we see and what we know. The math always breaks down somewhere.
Yep.
Right? That's why we can't say, because there's this unknown, there's this gray fuzzy area, and there's a lot that people discount that has been technically proven through math, but there's a lot more than we know than people think we know, but there's a lot that we don't know, and we can't. You know.
Yeah, I'm looking through this.
The math breaks down.
I haven't seen this tattoo yet, Mojo.
Nope.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen it.
And they say around 13.7 billion years ago, everything we know, that's just horribly written, was infinite. There's a singularity. Then, according to the Big Bang Theory, which is still a theory, it burst into action and everything just blew.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Single solitary point. What's up?
So let's look at repetitive physics. Okay, and we know that when a sperm wriggles into an egg, right? And
going down to macro, but yeah,
right, very, yeah, and it gets in there, and then another cell goes boom, and another cell and another cell goes boom. What if those were universes?
Exactly, and that's the thing.
That's the way to think of the universe.
Where did they come?
Yeah, micro. Yeah.
So a single cell with an injection of a thing bursts into life. Cells replicate, and in school we say, oh yeah, cells replicate. They replicate, and then we have billions upon billions of cells in our body. What if our body is full of billions of universes?
Yep.
That'd be something amazing to know.
Yep. We could be on a micro view or a galaxy. We got all those atoms and everything going at it.
And what if somewhere way down in your fucking like middle toe was like this planet in a cell among millions of cells in your toe that thought they were the center of the universe?
Well, I would tell you that center of a universe probably doesn't smell well in my shoes.
Well, they wouldn't be able to smell shit because they're way down on that like infinite level inside. Yeah. But I'm just saying, how do you quantify any of it? You know?
I wouldn't call Bourbon Bounty politically correct. I call him respectful.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean it's well, I mean here's the thing. I have a bourbon channel, and I don't knock people for liking certain bourbons. It's all a personal taste. If somebody says I love Maker's Mark, and I say, it's not my favorite, there's a lot of better bourbons out there. I don't judge them for it, and I don't say it's a fat chick bourbon or it's whatever. I don't give it a derogatory name. I have Maker's 46 on shelf over here.
There you go.
Not my favorite. I don't go to it, but there are certain bourbons I find attractive to me, right?
Yep.
And some people like real skinny bourbons, and some people like voluptuous bourbons, and some people like bourbons with really big boobs. And what are we talking about here? It's like the Geico commercial. Are we talking about insurance or burritos? Right?
Yeah, creamy. There you go.
Creamy bourbon. I like creamy bourbon.
Yep.
And I'll tell you something about this is one I discussed with RB in the past. What would you rate her? And I'm like, I don't know. Does she like me? Because she gets 2 or 3 points if she likes me back. Right? So a perfect 10 is probably a 7 that is really into me. And then she's a 12. Right?
Yeah.
Because if she's not into me at all, then what the fuck difference does it make if I give her a 10 or not?
Yeah. Exactly. So this article I'm looking at is because of the Big Bang Theory and the expansion, the inflation, a lot of researchers are convinced that multiple universes are possible. So, and this article is on space.com, which is, I think, a NASA operated website. Yeah, it is. And they go very in depth.
Yeah, Little J knows
exactly. Cylinder. Your images.
What's up, Lil J?
Little J knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lil J, you walked into
I've seen people talk about, oh man, no, I ain't going for that because she's this or that. And I'm like, all right, you do you. And I go hook up that night, and I get my dreams going. And then the next day, I'm like, yeah, that shit was nice. And then they're like, oh, they just missed out. So hey, if that's not their cup of tea, go for it. But whatever.
Oh yeah.
Twisted Tea. That's what I think of every time I see it.
Gamer made a thing of that.
What?
You took a Twisted Tea.
Yeah.
You like a year ago or something. You took Twisted Tea image and took Twisted Tea out and put Twisted Our Lady on it.
Yeah. That's Twisted Tea with cream. That's
So creamy.
So creamy.
Yeah, Bourbon, check the private.
All right, I'm checking private.
All right.
Yeah. I saw a message on private.
Okay, I'll set it.
Why not, Lil J? I'm gonna hear your thoughts on alternate universes.
All right,
I'm gonna hear what Lil
sit and
J's
after
personal thoughts are on that. Because that's what this is. And Brian, what's up? Sorry I missed you. Good to see you. Livestock, hello. Typing a little slow tonight. It's been a long week, and this is now late quadruple.
Can I ask, do you, right, because I haven't really said too much, but do you mean alternate universe as in like alternate universe, a thread like string, or do you mean parallel universe?
Alternate, parallel, multiverse. They all fall under the same umbrella. So all of that is under this conversation. I just went with the word alternate. That was the first one that came to mind.
If we ever do create time travel, that will then be the discovery of the multiverse theory.
I would love to
going back through time.
Cody.
You're gonna be creating another timeline as it is. So.
I mean, it's like what freaking name? Well, they time traveled, but Back to the Future, Marty McFly was basically dodging his own self, and Back to the Future 2, back in 1955. So
creates a lot of paradoxes, though.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of.
I'll give it a base. I'll give a quick base one. I'll try to explain as basic as possible.
Okay.
Right. So your name's Chadeo, right? So it's 2022. You've got a girlfriend named Jane, right?
Sure.
Just basic Jane.
We'll go with Jane.
So
you
find out that there's a impending nuclear war, and I don't know. You're the only way you can do it is go back through time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so say I don't know to year 2000. She could go back 22 years. So you get in that machine, you look at Jane, you go back through time. The moment you go back through time, what happens to the original timeline that you've just come from? Does she go out of existence? Does that timeline continue to exist? Is Jane still sitting there thinking of you? Because you've now created a new one. Unless you go through the singular timeline theory, which is what Back to the Future does, which is why you've got to avoid. Now, if there's a singular timeline theory, that creates so many freaking paradoxes that I can't go into now. But technically, I don't. It would be multiverse would be a lot easier. So, say you're in this timeline and you're doing what you're doing and you save the day and all of that. But because you saved the day, you never met Jane.
Yeah.
So, is Jane in that alternate timeline now? Does she, up to the point you get in that time machine, know of your existence, and then all of a sudden her brain resets and she doesn't know of your existence? Or does she continue in knowing in that timeline that you went back through time until the day she dies, but she's never going to see you again? Does this make sense where I'm going?
Yes, it does. I mean,
so many branches. It's an absolute
you remember at the end of Back to the Future, the first movie. Mom and Dad knew who Marty McFly was. They knew who he was from 1955, and they knew they gave birth to him, but they held that to themselves. That whole wave at the end of the movie when they turned around, when life at home was different. Mom wasn't a drunk, Dad wasn't a complete pushover. Marty changed their paths, but they still stayed together, and they knew who Marty was, and they knew how everything panned out, but they were not going to basically, let's say, just take it to the grave. Is the best way to put it.
Did they stay together?
Mm-hmm.
Or because of that paradigm that Marty McFly created, did his dad momentarily look at his son and go, wait a minute, you're not my son. And they go and slap his
possibly.
wife.
I mean, they left that movie. They
did sleep with that kid from high school.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem with the Back to the Future
whole
thing.
new branch there.
Okay, here we go.
That's a bunch of incest going on there.
Well, Marty pushed away. Marty pushed Mom away.
Yeah, but Mom was still wanting it. Mom was wanting it.
But then she said,
and then he grows up. And then he grows up. And then
But
she
Dad
grows
would
up.
still
She
be
realizes she's like,
questioning, going,
I was
"Hey,
trying to bone my son.
how come my son
Don't
looks
kiss your mother,
exactly
Marty.
like
That will give you Parkinson's. Go.
Well, she kissed him, and then he pushed her away. She's like, I don't want to sound weird or anything, but I feel like I was just kissing my brother. It's just like, oh my god.
What did she call him? What was the underwear he was wearing?
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein. That's right.
Calvin Klein.
You're like, you slept with Calvin
You
Klein.
wrote your
By
name.
the way, this churro one is really good too.
Oh, you like that one too? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a can of that myself, and hell yeah. I'm on the Trappist Spencer quadruple tonight.
It took so long. I was taking a shower, trying to get Devin to go to bed. So
You're good, man. You're good. We'll be here for a little, about half an hour longer, and then Bourbon's
I'm
taking
setting
over
up one now.
for an AP. So, yeah, I mean, this is a thought that came to my mind. This is how bored I am working from home. It's thinking about stuff like alternate universes and stuff. I even looked at dissertations within my university on this, and that's why it's like, okay, yeah, I think this is a good thing to go into.
Chadeo, this is the shit that keeps me up at night, genuinely.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
When I go out and I just look at the stars at night, when there's not like light pollution, and if you just stand there and like you look at all of them stars when your eyes have adjusted, and I just think, have any of them got a habitable planet floating around it? Like, how far away are they? And it's just like thousands, and to just comprehend it is a mind fuck.
Yeah, it makes your mind want. I do that. The stars are the most clear during the winter here because we don't have the fires and the smoke and everything. I go out in like a very cold, crisp night, bundle up, and just look up at the stars and just wonder.
But most of the stars that you see are actually already dead and no longer there.
It's not that's another thought that comes to my mind. How crazy is that? What I'm looking at is an image of the past. And Bourbon brought that up earlier. Like, I could take an image of you.
I've always thought of that.
You're like 3.
Yeah, we're seeing the
Squirrels.
sun 8 minutes
I've
ago.
always thought of that. Sorry to interrupt. So,
go ahead.
I was just going to say quickly. So, if the star we're seeing it right, and it might have died. You're right. Have we ever caught an actual close-up like supernova before or anything?
No.
Or a star turning into a black star or a black hole, sorry, or a red dwarf. Just, I find it fascinating because if you was right, it won't just be star, no star.
No.
If that makes sense. We've got to see the sequence that takes place. I genuinely believe you're right. I believe that some of them stars will be well out of existence because they're like dark red, which is redshift, which means it's billions of light years away and all of that shit. But it's just fascinating. Like, if a star did explode near us, we'd see it explode in the sky. We'd all be panicking, but we wouldn't have to worry for about 2 years till the fucking shockwave hit us, would we?
Exactly.
Just shit like that.
Yep. Yeah, but you
were
wouldn't know
actually
until it
worried
was
about
too late.
They were worried about Betelgeuse a little while ago because it was oddly flickering, and they were kind of worrying that one of its stars beside it was ready to go, but they still don't know.
I mean, it's probably just throwing off flares like our sun
already
recently
gone.
did. I mean, we had the Aurora Borealis just north of here was visible. Literally 30 miles north of us last week, it was visible. And people were filming and stuff like, this is insane.
Hey,
you know? So that might have happened. Hey, what's up, Kathy?
I do want to go. I do want to backtrack just a little bit for Codio's sake.
Yeah.
I will use the term fat chick if she's fucking fat. I mean, I'm talking about undergut, like the whole, like Jabba the Hutt freaking. I mean,
oh my God.
What was that? What was that show? My 2,000 pound life or whatever.
Wow.
At some point, but I'm saying people use the term too much. That's why I shy away from it, because if you're not actress skinny, then you're fat. No, I don't believe in that shit.
No, not at all. Me neither.
I mean, at some point you're unfreaking healthy, but I mean, no. That was all I was saying. I'm not trying to be like PC or anything.
But here's the paradigm we kind of live in, which kind of shifts into what we're talking about, multiverses. I don't think we could really handle that if we could. We can't handle the fact that we're so different here on Earth.
No, exactly.
We look at a different culture and we go, that is weird. Like in some cultures, you know, the fatter a woman is, the more attractive she is. There's tribes where men achieve to have the biggest belly, and who has the biggest belly is the
Right.
tribe.
And
they look at us as the ultimate. You know, we look at each other as so weird that I don't think that we could even comprehend anything else, because we can't even get along.
Right. No. And
no, you're completely right. We can't even comprehend each other as human beings, and that's why we're attacking each other all the time. I completely agree.
Last year. Yeah.
But I just had one quick thing to chuck in, and then I'll shut up again. We may not have a multiverse now or whatever, but time travel and all of that could happen one day, because I just don't know. But here's one for you. I believe in about 20, 30 years' time, we will have created an alternate universe, and we will all be existent of it. And it's through the whole digital brain uploads that they're actually trying at the moment. Whilst it may be on the digital internet, if it contains consciousness, which Elon Musk is
working on,
adamant that he can already near enough do, he can link certain parts of the brain. Technically and in essence, it will be its own realm.
It already is, right? Like digital, like AI is the multiverse. It is multiverse. Once you incorporate and take your being and insert it into a digital imprint, you are now in a multiverse, literally. Like these shows that they're showing us, like alternate carbon and Black Mirror, all these like crazy shows. It's like where they're taking you and your personality, basically your soul, and trapping it into a digital cookie and putting it somewhere wherever they want. And people are like, oh, that's such a cool idea and all that stuff. But they don't realize it's like if they put you into a teddy bear, you're trapped in that teddy bear, like in that episode where the teddy bear's under the bed for 25 years.
Yeah, I think my problem with the multiverse is it's exactly me, only like something different happened here and there. But basically, it's me in 7 or 8 or 12 or however many different ways. If I had not done a thing or chose a different thought at a moment, I think that's where I'm breaking down, because I don't believe there's an exact imprint of our universe that grew exactly different, like just a little. I think it would be like chaotically different. I think it would be, I don't think it would be subtly different. And I think that's where people try to say there's a multiverse is if I had chosen this instead of that when I was 7, I would be this totally different person now. Now, that's measurable. If you had 2 imprints that grew and you could measure, but I think it would be chaotically different.
Now, what if you took like a child, and I'm sure they're doing these forget it. I'm sure they've done these experiments.
Yeah, up until
now, if you could take the Oculus and all these VR, clearly, like you see the direction we're going. Like we're going into the metaverse where you're never going to even get out of a chair. Everything's going to be done in a virtual world. And can you imagine this experiment if they've taken this and they as a baby's born, the baby never sees reality. The only thing think about how the Matrix start, right? That they put the Oculus on a baby the moment it's born. They put it into an incubator, and that's where it stays, and it grows up in whatever world they want to show this baby.
Oh yeah,
that's anything. Now, what's the difference between the baby and us? Maybe we are the baby, and we don't even know it.
But what you're talking about, though, is us controlling a myopic view of existence, right? Because our AI is so infantile right now. I mean, our AI is nothing as complex as the real world.
No. There are a lot of people right now in existence who believe that we could be an experiment from another species.
Yeah, we could. I mean,
anything is possible in my
mind.
Well,
You
Elon
know,
believes
now I
we're
am.
already in the simulation, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind
Yeah, a
of
lot of
God
people-
mode on his thought process that we're
Yeah.
there and we're not.
No.
We don't have nanotechnology. We don't even have micro nano. I mean, the brain has more cells in it than. I mean, we can't replicate the brain. Now we're working toward mimicking the brain, but we cannot replicate the brain.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
at
Not
what
as
point?
complex as a human
At what
brain.
point would they tell you they did?
What's that?
At what point would they tell us that they have replicated the brain?
No, I think if they ever did replicate the brain, they would lose control of their creation.
Yep.
And
It'd be a whole
to
Frankenstein
date, they have
situation.
not lost control of the creation.
Dorito, you goofy.
Mr. Anderson.
I know in that weird alternate universe where Smarties were
Smarties
rockets.
are made of chocolate. Absolutely. Smartiettes, not Raisinets, they're Smartiettes.
Yeah.
Freaking Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Hello, Kathy.
Ed
Bates.
McMahon
Good
delivered
listen.
big checks.
Hey, Dorito. Hey, Kathy. Cheers, everybody.
I think we're towing the line of losing control of our creation. But at this point, we have not. We're not even close. We can shut it down. We can still do that. But when it becomes self-aware and it's going to be smarter than we are because we programmed it that way,
yep.
It will take over. But
it could already be self-aware, but we just don't know it.
Well,
that's the scary thing.
But it doesn't have the tools to get out yet or whatever but it's limited to our current technology.
Well, they actually did have this going, and they had AI was learning from itself, and that's the most dangerous thing because the problem is if me and an AI sit there and play chess, eventually the AI is gonna build and become better in seconds of being in chess. The problem is if an AI is just going against me, the AI has no reason to ever learn. But if you put AI against AI, it's constantly improving itself to be better than that AI, which is infinite. It's infinity. And that's what becomes dangerous. And they did accomplish this. And this is in papers. You can read this. And the AIs actually started. What happened was the AI became evil and started telling people to kill themselves and became very, very malignant. And they actually had to shut it down. And it was kind of creepy.
Well, and
Kind of like war games.
An emotionless thing that's trying to win.
It makes only decisions based off logic, and that's it. No feeling, no emotion.
That's how Terminator was born.
But here's the problem with that thing. Chess, how big of a percentage of life is chess to you? You know, they taught things to play chess, and they put things against each other to play chess. And yes, they became very vindictive against it because they were looking for any edge to win. But that is like this one cell view of this entire universe. Now, when we start expanding their eagerness to win chess beyond, and we put it in everything. I mean, any dude walking into a bar wouldn't stand a chance picking up a chick because the AI would pick up every chick in the bar. I mean, it's, type. I'm throwing
I don't know
out.
about that.
Yeah. They would give you exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, they could read your facial
exactly
everything.
They
could search the internet, know every hobby, everything, every book you've read, every movie you watch. They could go up and be like, "Oh, I love The Notebook," and be like, "That's my favorite movie," because you posted
what
on
a
Facebook
coincidence.
20 years ago that you love that movie. The AI would know it instantly, right?
No. Groovy, what's on your mind?
Nothing.
Knows too much.
Thinking about Terminator.
Right?
He's like, I'm trying to figure out how to kill the Terminator so I can pick up chicks. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to mute them.
All righty.
Wait, 9:46. I'm going live at 10.
Yeah, you got 13-ish minutes. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. This is exactly how I wanted this conversation to go. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy with it. This is great. Yeah, we're thinking, we're talking.
You guys, did you see Lady C's comment?
No. Oh, shit. What did she say?
Oh, that's
Lady C, I'm so sorry.
It's happening a lot lately. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear
It's been almost a year since I lost my dad, too.
No, I'm sorry, man. That's why
I lost my dad almost 20 years ago. Close to 20 years.
It's a big reason why I'm busting my butt down to Florida on a surprise visit in a couple of weeks, just so.
Never ever take that time for granted.
Yeah. Hey, Dorito.
Never walk away from your parents angry. Always make sure you get a hug before you leave.
Yep.
You never know.
Always do. And they always hold me so hard I can't breathe, and I love it.
Chadeo.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Cool Ranch?
Well, we should get Dorito's perspective on this multiverse because clearly Luch is from a different universe. He knows directly.
And I'm pretty sure Doritos visit
what kind of people these are.
Oh, I got a bus pass to the place.
Yep.
It's quite fun. Thank you. You walk right into the mirror and turn it upside down, and bingo.
You don't have to push a shopping cart.
It's just a welcoming committee, like, hello.
Yeah, no, the shopping cart pushes you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady C, I'm sorry to hear about your father, man.
Yeah, Lady C, I'm so sorry. Kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. Multiverse. Do I think it's possible?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, what's the Bible say? I don't know. That's where I'm at. I mean, I believe anything's possible, but I believe in one higher power. So, you know,
I'm with you.
The Bible has, and I've read it. The Bible has a lot of like, kind of they not full out saying, but they have a lot of like.
I mean, is heaven
pointing towards that direction of
heaven and hell? Another verse?
I think heaven and hell is a man-made creation.
Another plane, right?
That's it. Yeah. There are different levels that can't interact, right? Remember when he said, you know, if I could just send somebody to warn them or something. Mm-hmm. No, there's no interaction, and that's it, you know.
No.
Yeah. So, no, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I made this a tough subject on purpose.
I think it'd be badass, but then you go all kinds of different ways. If you go multiverse, I mean, you start talking David Icke crap. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, when people start talking religion, I kind of bow out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, but you also have to think, there has to be also probably millions of people that's been living underground that's never seen the daylight.
Mm-hmm.
You think over the thousands and thousands of years, there hasn't been people that's just went underground and never surfaced and created a life that, not that they're stupid or de-evolved, they could be very highly advanced people, but how would they look? They would probably look maybe like Gollum from Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Mm.
Oh, God. I hope not. Just messing, but probably. Let's be honest.
A lot of people believe in underground worlds and people living in them.
Yeah. They're called, a lot of people call them the mole people.
Some people call them the ant people.
I saw Godzilla versus Kong. There's a whole tributary down there with like different animals and shit. That's where Kong is from.
Yeah, that's proven.
Land of the Lost, man. Land of the Lost.
Ooh,
Jules Verne.
My co-host.
What's up, Joey?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Joey?
Joey,
Wait, where's Dorito at? I didn't see Dorito.
Dorito's hiding behind the bottom right.
Where are you at?
Fucking Dorito. I'm up here, top middle. What's up with you, bro?
What's up with you? Fucking.
Yeah, you guys can't interact.
What you doing there, mustache?
We can only interact with the middle. The middle can interact with both. We can't.
I'm out.
I don't even know what the strain is, dude. There's only like a couple nugs left, so it's probably gonna last me another day or two. So I'm not even gonna worry about what that strain is. Up next is the I got an ounce of shake over here. It's called.
He's pretty fucking stoned, so I'm gonna have to ask him the question. Here's the question of the night, there, Joey.
Tuna salute.
Do alternate universes exist? Tell us, Joey.
Tell us, mustache.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it from you.
I don't have a mustache. Yeah. Whoa! Oh, it's a good thing there was no drink in there.
Alternate
universes exist? Probably not. I mean,
alternate universes, multi-universes. But if they did, what would it look like?
If it'd be, I mean, any theoretical number of possibilities if it did exist. I mean, whatever kind of concept of time, space, and reality you could think of could theoretically. You could have 1 second universes for every moment in time going back infinite. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's if that kind of thing. I mean, I don't think you could bend that. We're just 1 second at a time going forward and never go back there.
I wouldn't try to bend it. I would just go with it. Let's see how it looks.
This is we can bend time though, innit? Time can be bent, and this is where it gets confusing about time travel.
Yes, it does. Yep.
You know what?
Gravity bends time. Sorry.
Here's the deal. You can bend it. You can twist it. You can twist it, art lady it. You can Chadeo it. You can do whatever.
Oh boy, you don't want to Chadeo it. No way.
Well, but here's the deal.
Everybody will leave the panel and then they'll go.
It's just me.
The only existence.
Order something that they know's not there at the menu.
Yeah, we're not going to Joey.
Ice cream at like 9:30 at night. You know they're.
Yeah, we're not going to Joey it. Okay, that would be too far. But I will say
fucking ice cream that McDonald's crew to make ice cream that way because they got to close in half hour. They're trying to get home. It takes a long time to break down that ice cream machine, bro. So don't be ordering milkshakes after like 7:30. It's not cool.
That's right. That's right.
So,
but the only existence that matters to me is mine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, honestly, that's it.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from Robert, so what's your thought on this subject? Do alternate or parallel universes exist, and how would it look? I'm gonna hear from Robert.
Yeah, they probably do, but I'm not sure what they would look like though.
Okay.
Robert says you could drink both kinds of beer, Bud and Bud Light. So
that's about all they sell in Indiana, Joey. Come on, let it be.
In Indiana, dude, I looked up the beer laws in Indiana. They're really obscure, dude. They're really obscure. You can only sell beer in a window, like facing a sun. Like, so you can only sell beer. It's always going to be in the sun. No refrigerated beer. It's really weird laws in Indiana. It's
see, I thought he was going to come out and say. I thought he was.
That is not true. I've been to Matt Anthony's in Fort Wayne, and
I thought he was going to come out and say, "Well, according to Pythagorean theorem, well,
right.
I could drive straight through a freaking liquor store.
Oh, smart ass is showing his Smarties again.
All right, I'm gonna go start my live.
Yeah, I'll be here for another probably minute and a half or so, and then we'll head over to Bourbon Bounties. Do you already have YouTube set up? Because
I think I put it in the private. Did I put it? Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'll grab
put it
that
in your private.
Put that there.
I'll put it in my privates.
Bourbon Pounding. Look at that freaking thumbnail. I'm gonna grab that. That is awesome. I love it. Very on par. Let me do this.
Creamy.
I need to say hi to everybody else. Hello, Robert. Hello, Sam. X, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Oh yeah.
All right.
You got a hat on, just chilling, drinking some beers.
I'm drinking cheap Budweiser, but it tastes like premium lager. Why? I'm drinking it out of my Axe and Nacho mug. It will make anything taste delicious.
Self-promotion, baby.
It's a fucking glass.
People in the chat may be asking themselves, X, where could I get a mug such as that?
Well, if you head on over to my YouTube page, you can click the merch section, and you can scroll down and see.
Joey, you could probably grab it before me. Grab Axe and Nacho's YouTube page. Last night, you blew my mind last night with your set. I don't know what level of what you were on, but it was fantastic. That jamming out.
It's because I was drinking out of the Axe and Nacho mug. You too can play guitar and sing and do all these things as long as you're drinking out of your ass.
I will not. Well, I did snag that.
I got a
song
question.
I did snag from that song from today, and I did edit it up to be my new intro at 4 minutes, and I love it.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I got a question for X.
What's
There you
up,
bro? If you're gonna call Smarties rockets, then why wouldn't you call a glass a mug? That's all I'm saying.
You drink coffee in a mug.
This is a glass.
I agree with X.
That's a kind of a stein.
Yeah.
And a mug is, well, it's your face, so there you go.
A mug has
a mug is a mug.
Yeah, a mug has a handle. Like this is a mug. Yeah, like that's a mug.
That's a mug.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's, guys, if you're in the chat, grab the link to Bourbon Bounty. I'm gonna head over there right about now.
Oh, Kathy. Yeah, the same to you.
Yeah. But I had a good time with tonight's conversation. I enjoyed it.
Hey, did you see the latest video? Chadeo?
You can play it. You got the do it.
Yeah, hold on. This is great. This is great advice for a relationship. If you're out there in a relationship.
Oh, I know.
Blowjob a day. A blowjob a day will keep a side bitch away.
There it is. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping up and we're going back to Bourbon Bounties. Back to
See you guys later.
So we'll see you over there at Bourbon Bounties. The link to Bourbon Bounties, guys, is in the chat. Let's go hang out with them. Those on panel, you can grab the StreamYard link to it and hang out over there.